Hi Gemini, welcome to your June 2018 love reading. It's Raina here. So I'm just, not that I really need to shuffle the cards. I've been doing quite a good job of it. But I'm going to take this one. And that was a card I got for my last reading. Almost sounds like a similar situation. As I noted in the last reading, the reading I did for Taurus, that it seems like I'm always doing relationship type readings. So as much as I would like to say that I can be inclusive, I try, but if it just seems like it's related to a past relationship, I have to put it out there. Okay, let's see what it says. So the heart of the matter is the Three of Wands, and I got this card for Taurus, but in a different position. So in your reading, this is just the heart of the matter. In Taurus, it was the challenge position, which is this card. And that makes a world of difference because it means that you may be really thinking about something seriously that has to do with perhaps taking a job overseas or just maybe moving far away. And you're not just doing it because you want to get away from a situation, but there's something calling to you. There's some kind of sense of I was going to say abandonment. Why did I invent that? Expansion. A sense of expansion that you feel. Now, this could be like related to career matters, but it does intersect with your love life because that's what this is all about. And I'll just keep going because that'll help me. The challenge is the Judgment card. So this could mean that, let's say you are in the process of getting divorced and you are forced to stay here because of that. Or maybe it's a custody issue and you have to be here with your child or children and you can't just pick up and go. So you may be required to stay here for other reasons, but your soul is itching to go. Now, of course, Geminis typically are like this anyway. That's why I feel like I got this in the position I got for you, but for Taurus, which tends to be more interested in maintaining the status quo, I got it in the challenge position. For you, it's the judgment, maybe a legal judgment that is coming in that is preventing you from being able to leave. Or it's possible that the judgment has come in and you have to share custody and you have to be in this physical location because the other party gets to see their child on a regular basis. So, I mean, it could be that's going on. It can be also involvement with three parties. And it's possible that you are waiting for someone else to get divorced and they haven't done so. That's not uncommon. And actually, let's keep going because that'll help. The root cause of all this is a Six of Swords. So this could describe who this person is. Maybe they are an air sign like you. So if that would be a fellow Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But this is a card of leaving and getting away from drama, choosing peace. So there could be a situation where you're dealing with, especially if there's a third party involved, you're dealing with a lot of maybe turmoil where you really believed somebody was going to leave and you kind of staked your, is that the way to say it? Staked your whole your happiness, or placed your happiness in this possibility, and the day has never come. There's always like some excuse. There's always a delay. And this is, this is that, maybe this is also talking about this other person, that they say that they want to leave, that they're in a bad place, but they just won't do it. And this is pretty common from my experience in dealing with private readings. And so because of that, I would say that I'm always of the mindset that if somebody wants to be with me, they're going to be with me. And if they come up with reasons why they can't, well, okay, see you later. When you get your act together, when you really take that step, then maybe we will see each other down the road. But it seems like right now, it ain't happening. The higher message, the spiritual message, is the Two of Cups. In this particular context, it is possible that that person has rekindled their marriage, that they have forgiven their party, or their party has forgiven them, and they may be still stringing you along, but they have no intention of leaving that person. It can be as a spiritual message. Whenever I think of the spiritual message, I'm thinking that it's something that you need to really embrace and know. And it could be that you deserve a person who is just there for you, that you don't have to share. You see, there's a difference between the number 2 and the number 3. 2 is just me and you. There's no other person in a number 2. It's a couple. And 3 is, the saying, 3 is company. No, 2 is company, 3 is a crowd. I think I was thinking of a sitcom more than an actual saying. But yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous unless you have an open marriage, and then you're not, there's no point in this, because there's no conflict. If if you're above board with somebody else and both of you are down for that, or all 3 of you are down for that, that's great. But that's not what we're talking about here. And, you can waste a lot of time fantasizing about somebody leaving their partner and then they never do. And I think that Geminis want more for their life than this. Your birthday, your solar return, most of yours are going to be in June, so happy birthday. And are you going to be celebrating your birthday with somebody, or are you going to be celebrating alone? Now, it's okay to be alone. It's awesome to be alone, and I'm sure that a lot of Geminis can easily do that. But if you had counted on having somebody celebrate it with you, and you see them as your partner, and yet they're connected to somebody else, then that's an issue, because that means that, they're going to, be with somebody else on your birthday. They're not going to be with you. And even if they are with you, they're dividing their time. So it depends. Some people claim that they want a one-on-one relationship, but they're terrified, stiff of having one. So it doesn't mean that just because you say you want it, that you really do. Unconsciously, you may be picking somebody who's taken so that you don't have to really experience what a full-time relationship means, because it's not always a lot of fun and games. Sometimes when you're with somebody all the time, you irritate one another. Sometimes you're, in a pissy mood, or they're in a pissy mood, and it's not just Harlequin romance all the time. So, anyway, the advice is the 6 of Wands. I would say in this particular reading, because I think this connects to Leo. If there is a Leo person in your life, maybe you've kind of overlooked them for some reason. Maybe they're just a friend, but it's really the person you should be with as opposed to this other person. But the characteristic or the characteristics of a Leo is being warm, but also having self-respect. So maybe some Geminis are needing of a little bit of self-respect right now. And that means that you don't tolerate being in a relationship where you're sharing a person. And also, I would say too, looking at it from the, standpoint of the golden rule, which is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Even if you're not the person who made the vows, you're still involved in that. If you're in an extramarital situation. One thing I didn't mention is that the Judgment card in the challenge position can mean karma, kind of like blowing back in your face, where maybe you have seen, you've had to deal with the fact, maybe you put your trust in somebody who was cheating, and it's like, how can you do that? How can you believe anything that a cheater says who's stepping out on their marriage? That person automatically becomes untrustworthy because they're doing it. So maybe they did to you what they've done to their spouse. Maybe they lied to you about something involving whether or not they were going to leave their partner, and they led you on. They've kept you on this leash, or kept you, hoping for this situation that never arrives. And you might get mad about it, but if you really think about it, you don't really have a leg to stand on because you knew they were cheating. Sometimes people say to me that at first they didn't know. The person didn't let them know that they were single. Maybe they outright lied and said that they were single when they weren't. Or in some cases it was a sin of omission. But either way, whether they just conveniently forgot to tell you about it, or if they downright lied, it still is deceptive. And you have to deal with the fact that if you're with a deceptive person, you get deceived. You lie down with dogs, you get fleas. Same kind of a scenario. What's coming in is the Four of Wands. This is the happy marriage that you've been looking for, some of you. Marriage meaning a happy home. Actually, this card represents home too. So, or a new home. So maybe some people are thinking of relocating, and maybe that is where you will find the person that you're destined to be with. Could be with a fire sign. We got some fire energy here. Leo definitely gets along famously with Gemini. So you guys can have a lot of fun together. Very, very good combination. Other fire signs are Sagittarius, your opposite sign, and Aries. And this person may be coming in, or this could simply be referring to what, the end game is for you, is that you want a happy home. And you know what? You have to go in the direction of your dreams. And sometimes we have dead ends. We go down the wrong road. And that's okay, It's about the journey, not the destination. But the destination can be sweet if the destination is the Four of Wands. And the outcome is the Page of Pentacles. You may have a message that it could be of a very practical nature, like a job offer, and that sets you on that path. I was just reading, I've begun reading this book called Playing the Matrix by Mike Dooley. I mentioned this in my last video, I think, for all the signs. And he was talking about something which really helped me. And he was saying, like, when you're talking about the law of attraction, you're talking about manifesting. A lot of times we're waiting around for the universe to provide us what we want. And instead, if we start moving in the direction of our dreams, the universe assists us in that way and opens those doors that we need. So, you know, that can be something that a lot of people, they do it backwards, where they're kind of waiting for this great sign that they should do something, when in fact they have to take the initiative in order to get the ball rolling in that regard. And I feel like it's a good time for me to bring up a book that I wrote. And this was last year, that I actually put on my site, but I haven't really promoted it very much. And I guess I'm not too good about promoting my own things, because sometimes people think, oh, they're trying to sell something. It's, you know, an ebook that I wrote called Manifesting Your Soulmate, a guide to high vibe love. And I wrote it because I felt like I needed to kind of explain how I feel it all works. I'm not claiming to have all the answers of the universe, but in terms of, you know, attracting that soulmate. But a lot of times we think it's all mystical and magical, and I think it's pretty straightforward and down to earth. So if you're interested in that, or my love readings, you can check me out at ReinaMoonAstrology.com. I have provided a link to my website in the information section of this, below this video. So check me out if you're interested. But otherwise, Gemini, good luck to you in June. And happy birthday, too. Take care. Bye.